Welcome back to a new video, and indeed a new tier list. The last tier list I did pretty well, and I made a video recently of search where I basically put two towers against each other and see which one was my favourite. But I had a lot of comments on there suggesting different things and wanting better comparisons and better tier lists. Obviously if I do just a 1v1 comparison, they could be both 1 and 2, but it's hard to say. So this is actually going to be my updated tier list for best towers. Obviously we've got all the towers here, and since my last one there's been paragons added. That's about it, and some of my opinions have changed. So let's get going. So we're going to start left to right, and we're just going to go through with what we like. So Monkey Ace is obviously an S tier tower for me, S++. The main reason for this is probably the fact that I just enjoy the tower so much. It's not a boring tower, it can hit camos, leads. I mean, top path does a lot of damage, I don't use it that often, but bottom path is just so good that it's really hard to deny the fact that it's S++. I had a comment today actually where someone was roasting the 5th tier of Monkey Ace, but the Tsar Bomber does a ridiculous amount of damage to Moabs. The top path is very good against Moabs and balloon spam, and the bottom path, well obviously we all know what the bottom path does, but shreds and can solo all the way up to around 100 given the right criteria. So I think it makes S++, and I'm pretty happy with that one. Actually moving to the S, there's actually not many categories, but definitely S is Ice Monkey, a very good tower indeed. There are some debates whether it could be higher, because obviously I do like the top path and bottom path very much. Middle path is not as good, but obviously a lot of people mention that it's good in certain situations. But again, you're going to get top path or bottom path. However, it's not that good in terms of pure damage. I mean, bottom path does do a lot of damage, but it's very much a support tower, and I think that just brings it down to an S. A very good support tower though. Alchemist is actually going to go S+, and this is purely because its middle path is good. Obviously you get the Moab Explodey middle path, but something I do have to add is the fact that the monkey is quite dull in certain situations. Middle path tier 5 is pointless. Bottom path tier 5, although does very much damage, a lot of damage, unfortunately it ruins the amount of money you can get. You literally make no money after that, and you wouldn't really do anything down the bottom. Obviously you can make a bit more money. Top path is really the best path, which puts it at S+, because Permabrute is so strong. But if you're playing against the Lich or something, it's not. Plus, you don't really get Permabrute in many games. Plus, Paragons don't get affected by Permabrute. So a lot of pluses and minuses. I think it averages out to S+. Joining it in S+ is the Banana Farm. You could argue it's S++ because it makes so much money, but again, farming in BTD 6 actually isn't that strong, and I think it seems strong when you play in BTD 6. I think it's very balanced, but monkey farms in BTD 5 were so broken. If you play BTD battles or BTD 5, very broken. Still very good, and I think there's no really arguing if it's S+. In S tier we're going to have the Dartling Gunner, and that's because the first path is very expensive to get Ray of Doom. The second path, Mad, is very good, but again quite expensive, on top of the fact that it does literally nothing to anything but Moabs. So hard to say. On the bottom path I don't use very often. I know it does a lot of damage, but for the price it is, which is very expensive again, it doesn't seem that good. The tower is just too expensive, so really if you're using it, you're using like a mid path like Hydro Rocket Pods, and that is very good. But again, because of how expensive it is, I don't think it's better than the Ice Monkey. That's the main thing. It's not bad at all. It's just not better than the Ice Monkey, and it's not on the same level as the Alchemist or the Banana Farm. Actually, our next one in S tier is going to be Bomb Shooter. I really do enjoy every path of the Bomb Shooter, apart from the first path, some would say, because even though it stuns Moabs, that can be quite annoying if you don't kill mobs quick enough, or like it doesn't get into the correct area. So I mean, it's a little bit hit or miss, but against ceramics, stunning them so strong. The only other thing you could really say about it is the middle path. You don't really go all the way unless you're doing a boss event, then it is very good. And bottom path got buffed recently again, very good. Wouldn't go to Bomb Blitz, but Recursive Cluster is so strong. Actually, our first Paragon here, which is surprising, is going to be in S. Now you're seeing a lot of towers in S, but this will be, I think we just got a weird run of towers. The Boomerang, we know how much I love using the top path. The top path is great. More glaives all the way up to Glaive Master, whatever it's called, and you go to Glaive Dominus, which is the Paragon. Middle path with Perma Charge, and bottom path being the Moab Pushback, and then all the way up to Moab Dominator, I think. A very strong set of tier 5s. However, none of them like individually are like brilliant. The top path is still one of my favorite towers, and I use it in a lot of my tutorials. However, again, it's a very situational tower that can kill camos very quickly. I don't really use any other path but the top path at the moment, so it takes it down from S+, but with the Paragon, even though the Paragon isn't the best, and it's probably like 4th or 5th, not 5th, 3rd or 4th, I think S is a very good place for it. Dart Monkey, I think, has to be S+, and people are going to get very confused about this because it's a very boring tower and it doesn't actually do much. But when you actually think about what the Dart Monkey does, apart from like tier 5s, obviously tier 5s aren't great, but we're talking Ultra Jug, a very, very, very strong ceramic killer, and on certain maps which are closed off, which there are quite a few closed off maps, it's super strong. And we've got the bottom path, Crossbow Master, which you can get 2 of in a certain difficulty, or in a certain knowledge. And the middle path, which you don't use much, but is still quite strong. Although we don't use it, so that's why it wouldn't be an S++. The thing you have to understand about the Dart Monkey, if you don't like using the Dart Monkey that often, is the pure fact that really at the end of the day, its first paths are some of the best it has. Crossbow, triple shot, very, very powerful at the start of a game, but crossbow and sharpshooter specifically, sharpshooter can like one-shot black balloons, I think even zebras. That is like very, very good for the start of the game, and can hit camos. It for like 3 grand, I think, is the overall tower in like that'd be in like hard mode or something. I think that's undeniably a very, very good tower, and that is why it's an S+. And let's not even forget the Paragon, probably the 3rd best Paragon if I said, but is used very often in boss events because it's so cheap, which actually you might put it as the 2nd best Paragon, because, I mean, we play boss events the most. Like, how often you go for a high round versus how often you're doing a boss event. So, Mortar Monkey is actually going to be our first A. I don't think any towers are specifically a B or a C. However, the Mortar Monkey, even though it has good paths, is very, very, very underused, I'd say. The top 2 paths are a bit of a hit and miss, but the bottom path is very strong with Inferno, and it can get rid of fortifieds and camos, very strong for like a tower. Also quite expensive though, and does a lot of damage. So I think it can't be higher than A tier because it's only really a 1 tier tower, but certain maps are very beneficial with the Mortar. So a Druid, we love the Druid. I think it really deserves a Paragon, but we don't have a Paragon. I'd say the Druid is a solid S tier. Actually, you know what? We're going to move the Mortar down to a B and put the Druid at A. I don't think the Druid's any better than any of these. However, some very specific uses. Super Strong is too expensive to really be used. But you have got Lightning, which combined with a regrow blocker, or not regrow blocker, it just removes regrow, it's very strong. Middle Path, obviously one of the best towers in the game, one of the best tier 5s, going up to Forest, a Spirit of a Forest. However, its money thing is just pointless. And bottom path, Druid of Wrath, very good against chimps. However, the tower is a bit of a letdown when it comes to versatility. You can only really get 2 of them, and you're not going to waste that much money on getting the middle path in a regular impossible game or hard mode. So I think it has to be an A tier. Obviously, if it's a long map, it's also different. But again, that changes map to map. Engineer is also going to join the Mortar in beta. So there's a lot of things to like about the Mortar. The Paragon, the sentries are very good. The top tier sentries, the middle path overclocker is well used super clock, and the bottom path big tub of killing XXL balloon trap is very good, and it does a lot of damage. However, one thing I might have to add to that, which a lot of people don't think about as much, is it's very expensive but not a lot of damage. The XXL trap cannot be used by itself because it will let balloons through. That's just a part of its job. And the middle path overclocker is so expensive if you're going all the way. Again, linked with its Paragon being probably the 5th best Paragon, which is not good at all. I think B is a very reasonable place to put the Engineer Monkey. That is it for the first part of the tower tier list. Join me in the second part, which will be on Saturday, and like, subscribe, join the Discord. We're nearing up 100 members, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.